people think machining is like some real big hard thing, right? It is. But for the fugly fence, getting ingenuity to me meant learning something cool. So I learned how to pop rivet. So once I did that, I had to figure out, oh, this is the birth of the fugly fence. I want to show you guys how it went. So I had an idea and I made a primitive template, but it was off and I hated it and I needed to figure out something better. So I found this because I needed consistency. And then I also needed popsicle sticks to make sure that things get lined up properly, because things are good enough, they work. But the freaky thing happened was after I put it together, I had issues with the lining up, and then I found a clean side and I got it right after I screwed up a bunch of times. So I made mistakes, right? This is what it's all about, making mistakes, figuring out where it should go. Originally, I wanted a left side and a right side, so you could put the fence on either side of the plane. You actually use it like a Japanese pole, and it works great, actually. But I never really told anybody about it because I didn't think it was that cool. So you guys just found out. So just watch how I do the first couple. I made this block because you need to make sure that it's level, right, when you put it on. You have to go here, and I want it to be able to replicate, right? So this is a jig. So this is as primitive as it comes, and I'm new to this, and I never expected people to actually love the fugly fence, but who knew that it would actually turn the 78 into a similar fence like a 45? Nobody, I didn't even imagine that. That just happened. But that's how innovation happens. So I'll show you this. So I basically line it up. Oh, I did that too. I put crosshairs on this one, so I know every time, I put one screw here so this doesn't move. I know every time I line this guide up, it goes to the center of this. And that has been the saving grace so far to alignment issues. And I wanted the guide holes through the aluminum because I needed to have it go straight. I needed all this to be straight. I needed to make sure when I put that on, every time this is in the center. Because I was having a lot, like the version 1s, whoever has those out there, the holes are wonky. Some of them, I even drilled out a couple of these before I put it in because I couldn't even figure it out. But that's what this is about, just learning. And it all started because of the toe turner. During COVID, I was going to a local machinist house. He was teaching me some stuff. And then I stopped doing that and I quit altogether. And then Cal hit me up and said, hey, I'm a member of Can I Have It? Do you want to basically try and manufacture these? And that basically got my beak wet, as they say. And then then I was hand turning the screws that held it into the back of the plane, right? Because you have to have the right screws. They don't manufacture them, right? The part hunt's still on. So I started manually turning them. But then COVID hit and they stopped making the taps. China stopped making taps. So me, Jenks, Reed, we were all scouring the globe trying to figure out where the hell we could find these things. And we couldn't. And then I had a bunch of taps squirreled away. I still have them, just in case a rainy day happens and I have to go get the old screws again and re-tap them. I tapped like 150 quarter 20 screws just to get the first round of toe turners out, which was awesome, and I did it, and I would do it again. And everybody loved the toe turner. So I said to myself, because the taps started getting worse, I was down to my last tap, I think it was, and I said, I can't have a business like this. So I started asking around, where does people get their screws made? Where do people get their screws made? Turns out most of the people get their screws made from like an old machinist, like throughout America. There's just machinists that are retired that just keep making screws. But those people are not reliable. They do not, they're not planning on working forever, so it's not sustainable for a business. And because these tools just keep getting forgotten about, I needed to square up and get a solid supply. I hunted around, I went to multiple factories, I finally found one. I finally found another one after that, and then I found out that not all factories will do the same crap. And most factories want to just do a great job. And some factories just want to take your money. So I'm out of brackets. That's the end of this. And I hope you enjoyed that story. There'll be more in the future.